What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Full 90. It is time for the Bundesliga Week 25 predictions. We had a really good week last week. We had two perfect scores. Bayern Munich winning 3-1 and Borussia Dortmund winning away from home 2-0. So if you do enjoy the Bundesliga predictions in particular, then why not drop a like on this video? Please do subscribe as well. Thank you for 32,000 subscribers. The support on the channel has been amazing lately. We're going for 40,000 subscribers. Dare I say by the end of the year? That feels insane. But if you do enjoy your football predictions, please do drop a sub down below. And whilst you're down there leaving your predictions, flashing up on the screen are all of the lovely people that are supporting me over on the Patreon. You get access to exclusive members, tips, and accumulators and everything like that. You get a shout out in every single video and direct messaging access to me. And it was actually last week's Bundesliga video that sort of ended up with a massive 20-1 fourfold winners acca from the Bundesliga with 4 winners at very high odds. I thought Hoffenheim to win at nearly 3 was really, really good. But nevertheless, it is time for week 25. Kicking it off, we have a very intriguing fixture this Friday night. It's Borussia Monchengladbach up against Mainz. Mainz beat Leipzig 2-1. I said in last week's video that Leipzig are, if I had a do not bet list, Leipzig would be top of the list. And it's for reasons like that. Obviously, Mainz are having a great season, but oh my gosh, Leipzig. Borussia Monchengladbach beat Heidenheim 3-0. We said Gladbach would win. The odds were above evens, actually, when we included that in the Bundesliga 4 winners fourfold over on the Patreon. Although Mainz are on a good streak, I'm actually going to go for home form here and say that Gladbach closed the gap on Mainz to that 1 point. I'm going to say 2-1, and I'm actually going to tip Borussia Mönchengladbach to win at 2.6. I know, like I said, Mainz are in good form, but I'm just going to shade it to the home side here in Mönchengladbach. After this, it's Bayer Leverkusen up against Werder Bremen. Now, obviously, caveat being, Bayer Leverkusen, they have Bayern Munich in the Champions League. However, I think they're going to beat Werder Bremen here. They're on a losing streak of 4. They lost to Wolfsburg. I actually tipped them to get at least a point from Wolfsburg. I said my tip was both teams to score on over 2.5 goals in case this happened. But I thought it could be a 2-2. But they lost at home. I think Bayer Leverkusen win this despite their need to, I guess, prioritize the Champions League. And my tip is going to be Bayer Leverkusen and both teams to score. The odds for that are 2.87, so I really like that. I think that is my highest odds tip of the video. That's Bayer Leverkusen and both teams to score. We also had Bayer Leverkusen and both teams to score last week. It was 3.25 over on the Patreon against Frankfurt, and they absolutely smashed it. But anyway, moving on to Bayern Munich up against Bochum. Last week against Stuttgart, we had Bayern Munich to win 3-1. We tipped Bayern Munich and both teams to score at 2.87. I'm going to tip something against the grain. I'm finally not going for Bayern Munich and both teams to score here against Bochum. I'm going to go for a 3-0 win. I thought about Bayern Munich and under 4.5 goals, or Bayern Munich and under 3.5 goals, or even Bayern Munich and under 5.5 goals. But with the caveat of the Champions League, I think Bayern Munich will just kind of take this one a little bit easy. They won't necessarily be going for goals and goals and goals, and I think that means maybe they'll be able to keep a clean sheet. So I'm actually going to tip Bayern Munich to win to 0 at 1.83. Bayern Munich are going to win, right? So you could, if you think both teams will score, back both. And then if Bayern Munich win and both teams score, you win like nearly 1 unit of profit. And if Bayern Munich do win to 0, you only lose a teeny tiny amount. So I just think this could be the final win to 0. We've got 3-1 there. 4-0 against Frankfurt. That was phenomenal. The draw with Leverkusen, we had the win against Bremen. Both teams to score, both teams to score, both teams to score. I think this could be a win to 0 for Bayern Munich. After this, it's Borussia Dortmund up against Augsburg. Augsburg unbeaten in the last 7, but Dortmund are at home. They have a very tricky test in the Champions League against Lille. Not so much, in my opinion, the first leg. I think Dortmund will triumph in the first leg of the Champions League, but I think going away to Lille might be a bit tough. So with that in mind, I'm going to keep this very, very close. I think Augsburg have a chance, and if they beat Dortmund here, then they're level on points in the league. But I'm just going to shade it. I think Dortmund are kind of kicking back into form at sort of the right time, at least as far as the Champions League is concerned. So I'm going to say 2-1. My tip, however, is going to be both teams to score at 1.9. After this, it is Holstein Kiel up against Stuttgart. I'm going to go for another 3-1 for a Stuttgart game, but this time they're going to be on the right side of it. 3-1. The tip will be Stuttgart to win and over 2.5 goals at odds of 2. That allows for a 2-1, 3-0. I think Stuttgart can get the win. Holstein Kiel obviously beat Berlin 1-0 last time out, but I think Stuttgart, they're much, much better. So I'm going to go for that 3-1 win. Following that, we have Wolfsburg up against St Pauli. St Pauli lost 2-0 as well to Dortmund. They lost 2-0 to Mainz. They lost 1-0 to Freiburg. They lost 2-0 to Leipzig. So either they score and get a point, at least, or they don't score and they lose. And I think the same thing is going to happen here. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win. And I thought the odds were good enough. Wolfsburg to win at 1.75. After this, it's Freiburg and the do not bet list, RB Leipzig. Who knows? Someone else knows better than I do. 1-1 for me. Both teams to score at 1.61. Leipzig are getting obviously very close to the top 4, and a win against Mainz would have sent them into the top 4. But I think they likely could get Champions League football. But look at this form. 1 win in the last 7, 5 draws. Where do you go? Freiburg, we tipped double chance against Augsburg. They were underdogs, and that came in at above 1.5, which was pretty good. 1-1, both teams to score. After this, it's Eintracht Frankfurt up against Union Berlin, and I think Frankfurt bounced back with them. They've had some tough games by Leverkusen, Bayern Munich. They are the 2 teams above them in the league, but everyone else, they're absolutely fine. At home here, I think they're going to win this one quite comfortably, 2-0, and the tip is going to be Eintracht Frankfurt to win at 1.65. The final game, I've got a bit of a soft spot for Hoffenheim, I have to say. I've been singing their praises, saying that they're going to get out of the relegation zone since about here. I predicted them to lose that, obviously, but I've been saying that they will, and they've put a nice run of results together. 7 points in 3 games. I think they're going to make it 10 from 4 against this pretty poor Heidenheim side. 3-1, and the tip is going to be TSG Hoffenheim to win at 1.75. So there's a little summary of my picks. Stay away from RB Leipzig if you know what's good for you. I think Stuttgart win in a high-scoring game. I think despite Champions League commitments, the likes of Leverkusen, Bayern Munich and Dortmund, the fact that they have a home game in the midst of their round of 16 two-legged tie is very, very helpful. So I do think they will get over the line. Very exciting game on the Friday night between Gladbach and Mainz. You could look at both teams to score an over as well. I think Frankfurt win convincingly, and I like the value for TSG Hoffenheim. But that is going to do it for the Bundesliga predictions this week. If you did enjoy it, please do drop a like. If you're watching this video within 2 hours of it going up, you can check out the Patreon and get the accumulators for, at the very least, the late Champions League games and stuff like that. And of course, you get picks for the rest of the month. Even if you just join for 1 month and cancel it, you still get access to tips for the next month. But that is going to do it from me. If you did enjoy it, please do drop a like on the video down below. It's really appreciated. And I will see you in the next video very soon.